you mentioned America's unemployment rate is rapidly rising, and if we think this will be a problem for a country like Nigeria that already has high unemployment rate.
I was talking. We have topics today. I didn't even know we have topics today.
My guy, na finance fire, man, na the same thing. Like, not it's even worse. But I mean, I'll allow you to like elaborate a little bit more on like what you mean.
Oh, that's my question. Let me go see.
Huh? Bonzi.
I'm looking at the question. I'm looking at the question.
And now the one where you type now they ask you maybe on that one. The unemployment.
I know. Man, look the question. Man, understand the question.
Now you write the question now, Baba.
This guy, you know what?
That refreshes
How a lot of people are being laid off and everything,
Yeah.
and how it's affecting America, obviously. But country like Nigeria, we be say we already know the unemployment rate now like 90%. But obviously,
Yeah.
like, do you think it will be? Let me see. Do you think it will be like when it comes to recovery? Like, do you think it will be have that serious impact economy wise? But like America now, obviously everybody has to go out to work. The companies have to figure out how they're going to do their thing. But Nigeria, we already know that 90% of people with unemployed, yeah, are self-sufficient. They sell for streets. But we need to remember also that people that buy from them are big bosses or that way they go work. But they affect some of them too. So it's a tricky question.
I mean, I was gonna say like, yeah, definitely they will take a hard hit because Nigeria is not necessarily a stable, doesn't really have a stable economy, like all those other developed nations. So, right now the employment rate is really high, even without the coronavirus. So, it's just gonna be, yeah, they will take a hard hit, and for the same reason, I feel like Nigerians, a lot of them are entrepreneurs themselves because of the lack of jobs in the market. So, some of them may go back to doing that, or you might probably see more people going from, if they initially had like some sort of 9 to 5 job, going into uh, entrepreneurship or owning their own business one way or the other. So I feel like that's kind of how they will be affected. But yeah, definitely they will be drastically affected by unemployment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. I mean, as far as the unemployment going on in America right now, because usually, I think back in 2000 and no, actually, yeah, last year. I think it was last year. It was like about like 215,000 people filed for unemployment. So, I mean, with the crisis going on, it's really crazy to know that so many people got laid off of work. However, compared to
Sorry. You
the
said
American
215,000.
economy,
You said 215,000 people.
before the epidemic hit, yeah, usually the unemployment rate, like, you know, it doesn't really fluctuate a lot. It kind of stays the same all year round consistently. But like, yeah, but like as soon as we hit like February and March went, bro, we dropped so many digits. We went from 3 to 6 million. So that's a huge rise as far as like unemployment rate from America. But in Nigeria, I feel like our people are facing, a more deadly concern than just this whole coronavirus thing going on. There's so many things that, you can link up to Nigeria. Because in America, this whole thing is just ephemeral. It's just gonna last for a very short time. But for us, I mean, guy, I have aunties and uncles who don't go to school, graduate, get there every time. They still never get job, bro. They still never get jobs. So like, I feel like Nigeria's own deals with a lot. Like, before we can even talk about our unemployment rates, we need to even talk about the job opportunities that are actually presented for lots of people. Which I don't think there's a lot of job opportunities anyway in our country,
Right.
so to speak.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. I think too. Like unemployment in Nigeria is already a serious issue. Like people that graduate can't really get jobs. But like if we're even talking about this pandemic alone, feel like America these guys have like all this unemployment benefits and things like that. Like even forget getting a job back. Like they're already giving a stimulus package, and then like I know people that got laid off and apply for special like unemployment benefits. They give you like $600 a week, right? Like that's more than what people actually make a week.
That's what
So, like
that's true.
yeah, so like I'm like, yo, that's actually looking out. So like people might even want to be unemployed. You feel me? Because like you are able to make more than
Actually get enough
fucking Walmart.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. But the thing in Nigeria is like I heard about like was it mainland or something? Was it Larry that sent it or Barry? I can't remember about like guys get. Oh, was it you Fortune?
Yeah, the 1 million guy. Yeah, that's what I
that's the thing about
Oh, the
Nigeria.
gang
Nigeria,
people?
like there's no money. Guys are gonna start armed robbery straight up. Like guys don't care like
they're robbing people already on the street.
yeah, bro. That's
Yeah.
where it gets scary.
You guys hit it on
Right.
the head, like in terms of, I mean, at least by what you said, like in terms of how like here people have like jobs, and in Nigeria most of the youth is entrepreneurs, but like they are self-made or like hustling or whatever the case is. Right? Like I mean, okay, like all of us here we've been get like corporate jobs. All of us here have our jobs, right? Like we're just working from home and shit. We're about to get a whole stimulus check. Like, do you understand? Like, I mean, it's lockdown, but bro, at least grocery shops still open. We even have grocery shops that actually like make sense. Like Amazon is delivering groceries to your door. Like, bro, like we're actually chilling. Like, what, like, bro, the quarantine is even making us more productive. And look at us starting this and shit. Like, you see,
Right.
in Nigeria, right? The main problem is you've locked people down and you've given them zero aid, right? So it's not even about the virus or the spread of the virus. It's that people are literally locked down. So all those people that literally 100% of their income is from their hustle, right? And you said you're not hustling anymore. Basically, go and sit in your house. That's where the problem is, because what's happening now, what people are seeing is the effects of that. Like, it was already bad enough that the government was not providing for us. Now you're telling us not to provide for ourselves. So how are we going to eat? You understand? How are we going to feed our families, right? And now you're seeing people like, well, even that 1 million guy, but basically what they're doing, and it's like, it's crazy that it's not even like it's 5 or 10 people, like, bro, it's 100, 150 people, sometimes 200 people moving at once together, going from area to area, robbing and terrorizing people, raping women, and like whatever. Do you understand? Like you have people that are 16, 18-year-olds in these like big ass gangs, like neighbors, like neighborhoods are calling out the men to like come and basically be vigilantes at night, bro, to keep watch, like with cutlass. That's what it's turned into.
They're supposed to call Batman.
Which Batman? Niger Batman.
That's what the problem is now, because it's not even. So what the issue now that people are debating now is, okay, is it, which one is worse, to catch coronavirus or for me to get robbed in my house? Because that's what's happening. Like people like, so if what's the point? They're saying, oh, corona, but we know they see the corona. Just at least for the uneducated people, they'll be like, they said it's 10 cases. Do you understand? So why am I sitting in my house? Niggas are coming here to rob me. You're telling me not to go out for corona. I'm not even seen outside. Like what the do you understand? Like it's so if you're in Nigeria now, would you rather risk getting corona or risk getting robbed in your house? Like what is like how would you deal with this? Because it's obviously the sensitive part of your brain wants to avoid any kind of pandemic or disease, but then again, it's not even that deadly.
Man, I'll choose both. What are you saying? There's no right or wrong answer for that one, bro. Why would I choose both? Looking at my life as I live for there. Maybe say corona don't come, nothing will change. Even armed robbers they still they rob. What's the difference, my guy?
But there's a big difference, though, having like regular armed robbers robbing you and a gang of 100 people coming to your neighborhood, going house to house with cutlass.
So what is the police doing?
Kill me.
What?
Oh yeah, ask him.
Police with the quarantine.
Police don't themselves.
Oh, this is, I don't know how true this was though. I saw something about that one of the guys that they caught doing the raids happened to have a police gun on him. So this is why the police only picked up, because now they do the robbery, man.
Exactly. They don't even pay that.
That's funny.
Nigeria.
You say what, Barry?
Sorry, saying?
So one of the guys was that story that Larry's talking about. The guys was they gone for like 30K or 15K.
They are selling it. Hey,
On the bag of 15K. How much is that?
Bro, that's ridiculous. Huh?
Imagine you buy from that way or about the hungry, you just selling gun.
so but guys, how do you feel, right, about, because again this goes back to the same frustration we're talking about, same Burna Boy's frustration, right? About, so now you have a lot of youths are literally from the ages of 15 to whatever, both men and women, right? They have the strength, right, to now carry cutlass and whatever and team up in teams of 100 to 200 and go and rob their fellow guys, but they don't have that same energy for the government, right? And like
one is a lot more easy than the other.
Right.
How do you rob the government?
How realistic is that? Because the government would actually have protection. They would actually have like guys with guns and whatever, but like regular civilians won't have guns. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the way they're thinking. But then again, if you think about it, bro, like Nigeria has that DIY mentality. Like you have to do yourself. You know what I mean? Like the government is not going to help you. So at the end of the day, like, if I was in Nigeria too, like if I didn't have money, I'm not going to lie. Like I'll be thinking that I'm gonna have to start like hustling some way somehow. You know what I mean? Like I can't just be sitting at home, bro. Like doing what? You get what I'm saying? Because the government can help you over here. Like guys are even praying, like I said, they're praying they get laid off so they can just sleep at home, get their checks, and be good. You get what I'm saying? Like, if this was Nigeria, where you sit at home, government can tell you sit at home for 5 months. They're not gonna help you, bro. They're not gonna feed you. You're gonna be looking like on your own, bro. You're gonna have to buy food. You're still gonna have to like pay your rent or whatever.
Yeah.
At that point, bro, you're gonna have to be like, man, fuck the government. Like, why is the government telling me what to do when they don't help? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Help people at all. So that's what I'm like. I get where they're coming from, but that's the thing. Like, there's also their own education that will make them like start doing those crazy shit. But then, like,
South Africa was discriminating us over there. They went and started harassing right employees and burning ShopRite. I'm like, bro, you do realize like it's your fellow Nigerian.
That's what I'm saying. You're affecting Nigeria, not South Africa.
That's where illiteracy becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Right. So, that's the major thing.
But I think it's not just illiteracy. I feel it's like even an illiterate person like knows that this thing.
No, they don't.
Nah, you can't say that.
They don't. That's what they're illiterate.
Like people, I don't know about you. People in my village, like I'm not going to like go around start unless you're actually an armed robber. You're not going to be in a time of hardship and you're going to go around and start like harassing.
Nah, bro.
That is a living thing that happens in Nigeria every day.
For desperate measures.
Like,
right. People don't know how to
can't say that.
You're the head of your family.
People don't know how they're going to eat tomorrow. You think they will sit down looking at you?
Not just fortune or Timmy. I'm talking about, bro, you have a family, you have kids crying. You're sitting at home, there's no light. What are you just gonna wake up and just sit down and sleep?
Yeah, but you guys are acting like it's everybody that's going through that is taking on those arms. It's not. It's like it's select.
What do you think those 150 people you're talking about, they have their house and they are very well fed? What do you think?
I'm not saying that they are, but what I'm saying is that you're acting like it's all the people in Nigeria that didn't go to school that are doing that right now. It's not.
I'm not talking about didn't go to school. I'm talking
about education.
So about illiteracy, right? That's what.
So your point, watching, right?
Now that was
even. No, sorry. Timmy, go ahead.
No, I was saying that was pertaining that point you made about the ShopRite one. That's why I am Barry was saying that's illiteracy.
Well, I'm saying that whatever you want to use to qualify those guys, whatever umbrella you want to put them, all of them are this or they don't have sense or whatever. There is just as many people, if not more, that have the same whatever mentality or whatever, or the same bucket.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Right? Your point
And
about
also, sorry. FYI, those guys, a lot of them are actually have been like part of some sort of cult even before this.
That's my point. That's basically what I wanted to say. Because I was going to say, bro, project the same situation to Baltimore, right? But the government wasn't helping out. What do you think niggas will be doing in Baltimore, bro? They won't be robbing people. You think they're going to be in their house? You hear of death every day. People killing each other. That's the same shit.
Yeah, so it's not about
Chicago. Same shit, bro.
It's not about illiteracy then. Like, it's not about the fact
Right,
that...
that's what I'm saying. It's a financial situation at desperate times, bro. Like,
Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Yes.
right, yeah.
That cannot be to that desperate, no be to that to reach.
Well,
that.
bro, you can't speak on someone else's behalf. You know, like you don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Like, fortune,
Bro,
you in general,
it's very easy to say.
Even when times are good, you haven't decided or ever thought of taking a gun to shoot someone. Someone that even when times were good, maybe I shot someone before. I might be educated, but maybe I shot someone before. But now I'm in a desperate time, like, bro, I have to resort to that old me. I have to go shoot someone or rob someone. Maybe I've robbed someone in the past. You get what I'm saying? These are not people that, you won't see a banker, even in Nigeria. You won't see someone that works, like, that's never shot someone before that used to work as a security guard, but he's never shot anything. The guy goes to church every day. You won't say, wake up the next morning, desperate times, I'm going to kill. No. It's people that have done that in the past. They have that in their past. You get what I'm saying? But maybe for some reason, they're like, okay, I'm going to stop doing this. But now it's back to I got to go back to that. I have to bring back that old Timmy. Because desperate times call for it. You get what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Really. Like, people have that background. They already have that background. So maybe they came to Lagos or they for some reason, they just decided to, okay, like I'm older, let me change. Let me try to make myself better, whatever. Also, become a bus conductor, whatever. But now you can't even do your bus conductor, no customers. Bro, you're going to go back to, you get what I'm saying, what you were using before. That's why I feel like Nigerians are doing that.
I agree with that. I strongly agree more than I disagree with that statement because the reason being for that is, yeah, it's true. I mean, they say, what's the saying? You can teach a new dog old tricks, right?
No, yeah.
Or is it the other way around?
You can't teach an old dog.
No, you can. It's a saying. You can. There's one that says you can teach something the new tricks, but I think it's dog or something too. I can't fully remember. But
now you come up with that one. Nobody won't really.
I'll find it. You'll put your name for the end. I'll find it. But yeah, Simi, I agree with you. That's definitely true because, like, you know, a lot of times, like, a lot of people are always in desperate situation, man. It doesn't always have to be, you know, when desperate times calls for desperate measures. There's a lot of people in the world, like, you know, every day they're desperately fighting for their lives to survive. All these third world countries, there's not good water. You got kids eating garbage from, like, you know, landfills, all this other stuff. So, you know, some people are already in the place where they can't take it no more. I mean, you know, you can call them whatever. They turn into psychopaths. Like, they're just trying to, you know, find a way to survive. Some people can even, you know, turn into maniacs just so that their child or their, you know, their grandparents, whoever it is that's there to them, to be comfortable, man. There's some people willing to just to become that devil or whatever you may want to call this person, not knowing their story or what's behind it. You know, you never know, like, being presented with a particular situation, what you as a is actually capable of. Because everybody would say, oh, I'm not gonna ever do this one. A lot of girls have said, oh, I'm not gonna ever fuck till I don't marry. There's been people say, I'm not gonna ever smoke or do this one. Bro, there's so many shit that people have said, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the truth. Like, all of us, there's things that as growing up as kids that we actually never thought that we were going to do. Some people call it living the experience, or, oh, they wanted to experience this thing. Some things that I've experienced, I know Axe Farm. It's just like, you know, things just happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. So, like, you never know when you're presented with a situation. And exactly.
Right? Let's say by chance, like, you just, like, caught up with one of those 150 guys carrying cutlass around Lagos, right? And you're like, yo, guy, why are you doing this? Like, you can be better, blah, blah, blah. And the guy tells you, yo, when I started this thing on Monday, I made 1K on Monday, 1K Tuesday, like 3K on Wednesday. I'm making like 4K and counting now on Thursday. Wait till you go tell her. You go tell her, no, just go your house, go sleep, enjoy.
What you like money now?
Let me ask you guys, right?
You get what I'm saying? There's no way you can tell them to sit home. Yeah, you can see your system. You still get your check. You don't. You have a choice.
Are you me? Are we us? Are they them?
So I was gonna add.
They
Right?
are them.
Like,
I was gonna add, right, that
I'll answer your question, Simi. I'll answer your question. But Larry, go ahead.
so condition or circumstances, like that's really what can make people go over the edge or maybe go against their morals, right? You never really know. Like it sounds easy about trying to uphold like your own moral standards and like, oh yeah, definitely I would not steal and everything, but you never really know, man. If you're pushed to the wall, against the wall, where like you have no chance of survival, you're struggling to survive, and maybe you have people depending on you for survival, there's nothing that you wouldn't do to make sure that those people are good. You get what I'm saying? So it's very, very easy to say, oh no, like why are this guy doing this and that? When you don't have an alternative, like you definitely do whatever. And that's why at some point, even when people were attacking like Yahoo boys in Nigeria, right? They were defending themselves saying, I went to school for a degree in engineering, got out and I didn't get a job. You get what I'm saying? You have tons of people that do this every day. Like, here, I mean, America has a stable system. If you go to school, you get good grades, you come out with a decent degree, like engineering, for example, you're almost 80% certain that you'll get a job. It might not be the job that you like, it might not be the salary you like, but it's different. It depends on everything, and then maybe it depends on if you're willing to relocate and everything. So, but compared to Nigeria, right, you have like a very high number of people going to school, getting degrees for things that they will probably never even work in at all. Even people that I know that went to decent schools in London and everything, they're back in Nigeria and they're just doing what they did in banking. Now, where work they? Some of these guys, even when they get jobs, to pay them salary is another problem. You have to owing somebody 6 months salary. 6 months salary, like a whole, but not even reach 6 months in this year. Some people are not going to get paid. You get what I'm saying? And like, I talked to somebody in Nigeria and I was like, why don't you just leave this job? And like, to him, I mean, what he said, that if he goes to another job, that one, if he be 8 months where they go, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how bad situations are in Nigeria. That's how low the bar is. So now you're telling somebody that you should not go and steal. Those 150, I don't know how many there are in really, but I still feel like that's still a very, very small number compared to the amount of people that are unemployed and are faced with very hard, are faced with very difficult positions every day. That's lucky that we're dealing with,
That's my exact point. Like, that's
right. We're lucky that that's the amount that we're dealing with, because in reality, that number should even be double or triple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I want to say.
My point is, like, I get everything people are saying, like, oh, like circumstances, what if this, like, oh, what if you have 10 people to feed and blah, 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 blah. Regardless of what your situation is, it does not justify you going around killing people. The people are killing, raping, like they're not just stealing. Like, do you understand? There's nothing that justifies that. Even if you just steal itself, like, you are not the only person in this situation. If everybody decides to act the way you're acting, we're gonna have total chaos, and we might as well everybody might as well just die. And
that might be the best case.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, just because you're like in a situation that is difficult or seems impossible, my guy. That's people going through work, especially in Nigeria. Like, these people are operating in Lagos. So imagine the people that like are not even in Lagos, where things are even worse. Do you understand? Like, should all of them pick up arms and start going around?
Let me
give you a very good, like a very, very a good analogy for this, right? So I don't know if you guys have watched this movie Snowpiercer, is on Netflix, right? So basically what happens is, right, it's actually a very, very, very accurate depiction of how Nigeria is. So it's the end of the world, and the only thing left in the world is this one big ass train that is self-sustainable and right? So the train is very big, very long. The richest people are in the front of the train, and the poorest people are at the back of the train, basically. So the further back to the train you go is where the poor people are. So the brunt of the brunt are in the tail of the train, right? And they were there for a good 18 years. Now, when they first dumped them there in the tail of the train, like once they first boarded the train and the tail, the people in the front didn't even send them. They didn't give them any because the people in the front, they have like guards, they have a lot of like security and like I don't call them police, but let's call them police enforcement, right, or whatever. So just to keep the people in check, and you have like literally so many people in one tiny box, like you don't have. It's not like you have your own room or your own social. Literally, everybody just did together. They didn't give them no food, no water. Like you just left them there initially and left, right? What happened? They started off by what? Killing off the weakest people and eating them. That's how they started. Then eventually they graduated to like mothers and babies, right? That's how they were going. The guy was even saying that baby self tasted the best. Imagine. Now, what happened one day that changed the behavior, right? One of them, the main guy in the story, actually, they went to they were trying to kill this mother and her child so that they can eat them. Obviously, they killed the mother, and the guy took the child and was going to go kill him on that place. And then one of the older guys that's part of them literally stopped him and collected the knife from him, and he thought he was about to kill the baby himself, right? And the guy took it and cut off his own hand and said, if you guys are so hungry, eat this, right? Then after that, what everybody started doing was everybody now started donating their own, body parts for the good of everybody in that part. Instead of going out and killing.
What's some weird ass shows, bro? Like, damn, nigga, what the fuck?
I didn't even find that.
So your solution.
It's a really good film. You all should actually watch. It's called Snowpiercer. The main guy is.
I just started that yesterday.
It's called Captain America.
It's deep.
It's deep. I'm telling you, like, exactly all these people did the front, and it's not like just because even though they did the front, they're still
on Netflix or Snowpiercer. I don't watch them. I watch them this weekend actually.
Yeah,
like that's a hierarchy of life, man.
Bro, I'm telling you,
hierarchy of life. People did it, they different. People did tell they different. You saw what the guy was explaining the whole balance thing.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, eventually, like they teamed up and then they fought their way to the front to confront, the front or whatever. Even though it was futile,
So like from what you're saying, you're funny.
So how does that relate to what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is like it's just like the chaos that was there.
What you want me to cut their hand to give everybody the chop?
Everybody was killing merciless. They weren't like. It just needed somebody to show good leadership and say this is not the way.
So I feel like you're not getting what I'm saying, right? I'm not like that. I'm never going to sit here and say, oh, like
Fortune, we cannot cut our hand.
But you can kill another person's child, Abi, another person's wife to chop, but you cannot.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like I'm not Fortune. I'm saying I'm not going to advocate for people to go rape or rob or whatever. But I'm saying if they do that, I'm not going to. I will understand where they're coming from.
I'm not
saying yo, go rape, go do this. Don't do it. But like if you get to right now, I'm talking about this situation, this specific situation we're in.
That's the situation.
Just people robbing because of this whole coronavirus and whatever. Like I said, I told you, I asked you a question. If you try to reach out to a guy and you're like, yo, you try to tell him this whole cock and bull story, cut your hand, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, okay, first, I made 2K yesterday by robbing. I made another 3K yesterday by robbing. I'm on 4K today. What's up? Are you trying to give me that money? Or is the government going to give me? How am I going to make that money?
I feel you. Like, there's no way in hell I can convince that nigga not to do what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I can't convince him to take 100K and go to Nigeria. I think he's one of those guys that I can convince to not do. I'm not saying I can convince them otherwise. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, regardless of their situation, it doesn't justify what they're doing. Like, I can never understand why they would. I mean, let me not say I can never.
Listen, it's not that you can't
justify it, but I can never like.
You can never say it's right.
You can't relate to it. That's what you have to say.
I will never put it right, Fortune, but I understand where they are coming from. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, this is right, or because I understand it's right. I will never call it morally right. It will always be morally wrong. But like I said, if a guy comes to you, like I said, and tells you that, what would you say? You tell him, bro, do what you gotta do, my guy. Even in America, even in law in general, bro, it's never okay to kill someone, but they allow a situation where, oh, this is self-defense. Like, bro, you can't just say, "Oh, this is wrong, bro." There's a situation. At the end of the day, you still killed someone. Does that not mean you're not a murderer?
I didn't say that's not the argument, though.
Let me finish. I know that's not the argument. I'm trying
Your
to make
argument
a
is to
point.
be eating other people
My
out.
point is, like, you kill someone, right? You're a murderer. Whether you did it in self-defense or not, you still killed someone. At the end of the day, you can say they might call it third-degree murder, whatever. It's still murder. But at the end of the day, I'm saying even the law allows a case-by-case basis. Like, okay, this is what happened. This is why you did this. I understand. The same way I'm saying, okay, yeah, you did this, is wrong. But you have to look at the situation and then understand, then judge it. That's what I'm saying. You're just looking at it as they're beating everybody, bro. It's different from hearing people that are bankers that are in their house now that still have enough money if they don't work for the next 5-6 months. Than a guy that hustles daily. And now you're sat down in his house for a whole week, he didn't get money for a whole week. And this is a guy that lives daily, bro. He gets his bread day.
Everything
You know what I mean?
understand. And again, I'm just going to repeat what I've been saying, right?
You know, understand.
I'm not saying like you, obviously, there are situations where murder is justified, both in law and in the eyes of a moral person, like in the eyes of the law, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying robbing in general or raping in general or what else are they doing out here, killing in general. I'm saying this particular situation that's happening now, where people are taking up arms and going around neighborhoods and robbing people that are sitting in their homes due to the virus because of quote unquote they're not allowed to go hustle because of the virus. That is what I'm saying. I can never justify it because all those people doing it, the population of the people that are in the same boat as those exact people.
But that's what I'm saying.
Listen,
your whole argument.
But they're not in the same boat, though.
But you're
They're
not
not in the same boat.
You're not letting me finish. Allow me to finish first, right? All those people that are saying, oh, they are robbing because they can't eat. They are all they do. So most of the youth in Nigeria are hustlers, right? Most of them don't have like a job that pays. Right. So a lot of people are doing the same hustle. A lot of people are degenerate.
Yeah,
a lot of people are weighty. A lot of people are poor. A lot of people are whatever reason that you say you can understand, right? Whatever think of that situation that you say, oh, I understand why this person. There are so many people in that same situation in Nigeria. Why are all of them not taking up arms?
Because not all of them. Okay, my point is that's my point, brother. Like, okay, but I'm saying the whole argument is
that question.
Your whole argument, right, is based on the premise that people have a choice. You can either do this or not. You have a choice. I'm telling you, in some cases, right, it is so dire that you can talk to a guy and the guy be like, bro, I have no choice. But if I don't keep saying I have no choice.
You keep going to back in this same some cases, whatever the case.
So Fortune, right?
I'm telling you, there are people that don't have a choice. Fortune, they don't have a choice, but
Fortune. This is what I'm
not telling me that those people that are going around in 1 million gang in Nigeria that they don't have a choice. My guy, there's many people that are going through wars. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's many people that's going through wars in so many So you tell me that the choice to rob doesn't make any sense. Then why all the
to your point,
bro? But to them, Fortune.
First of all, yeah, a lot of people are going through this same COVID-19 situation, unemployment in Nigeria. But understand that there are different levels of privilege in Nigeria, right? People that, like Simi said, that maybe were bankers and now they're stuck at home and they don't have jobs, but they have saved up a lot of money. Or they have access to privilege, like, they'll probably even be one of the first people to get tests that the Alibaba guy donated to Nigeria and stuff like that. So yeah, there are different levels of privilege and stuff from there. Then you now have people at the bottom of the barrel that are struggling for survival. Yeah. So when you now consider those people, then we have to break them into two groups, right? There are people, not everyone is good. And some people will be naturally bad. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do there. But there will be people that are maybe started off good, but because of circumstances or situations, they have no choice and they have to basically do whatever it takes to survive. That's when they don't have a choice. I promise you that as much as you feel like they should have a choice, if you were in that situation, I promise you'd be doing the exact same thing. I promise you.
if you in the exact situation,
let me tell you something, right? Everything you said is valid.
So,
Everything you said is valid, right?
okay, let me just end it with this, right?
Okay.
Let me just end it with this. I would just say that even me, like, I feel like I have decent morals right now, but I cannot tell you what would happen, what I would do if I was in a situation where I had to, like, do things for my own survival, or even for the survival of people that are dependent on me. That's really a tricky situation that nobody can actually predict. In most cases, nine times out of 10, you definitely commit that crime or whatever. I'll probably even be a G-boy or even worse. But
like, I understand the point, right? Like, there's people that are in that group at the end of the train. There's people that are inherently bad. There's people that are good, but the situation makes them bad, right? And there's people that are good regardless, right?
Exactly.
In this 1 million gang people, right? I promise you, the majority of them are people that are normally bad. Those people that turn from good to bad, maybe just a small percent, if at all. Those people are figuring out other ways to make bad decisions.
So,
those people are bad, right? Regardless of this coronavirus pandemic, they're still going to be doing those bad shit. That's what I'm trying to get you on to understand. It's not because
no. But
it's just the excuse that they can use.
If we go back to the example you gave, right? That movie, do you think any of them would have eaten human beings to start with?
There are people. So the people that started killing first, you think they were the good people? The people that first started and said, you know what, let's start. Those are the bad guys.
You're telling me those people in the train, if whether they was trained or not trained, they would have been eating human beings. That's what you're telling me. The bad people that said killing. No, that's my point.
I'm saying that the people that would have said, let's start killing.
Listen. There might be a guy, listen. There might be a guy, maybe back in his village, he used to steal. Then he tried to make himself better. Came all the way to Lagos. You know how guys are like, Lagos, make your life better. Guy is hustling every day. Maybe it's like I said, a bus conductor. Maybe he rides his Okada, whatever. He's hustling. He's like, okay, I'm going to stop this stealing shit. I'm changing my life. And now he gets a situation where he has to revert back to that. What do you think he's going to do? You think he'll be like, oh, I changed my life? Nah, he's going to go back. That's what I'm saying, because it's desperate times now. So he's just going to go back to what he knows.
Now, before this pandemic, there's like a lot of people, I mean, not all of them, obviously, but a good number of them were already affiliated with some sort of cult or a bad gang, normally, right?
Okay.
Then what happened? Pandemic hit, and these guys said, wow, they don't allow us go out, go hustle. They say, make we stay inside, everybody, here we go, right? Now, these people, they've now morphed into the 1 million gang, right? Because now they know everybody's home. There's less security. There's literally very little most people can do, and they're all literally jobless. So they have 100% excuse for them to say, hey, government did not give us this. They told us to stay in the house. We can't fend for ourselves. So let's go about and start doing this. Those are the people doing it. But for the regular guy like you and me, or that is a youth in Nigeria that is struggling right now, right? I promise you, they are not going around with cutlasses robbing homes, bro. Like, more than likely, they are the people that are the neighborhoods are bad when they come out.
Look, that the number of unemployed people in Nigeria, right? I just googled it. I don't know how true it is.
Okay.
It's around 34 million.
Definitely
right.
I'm scared of that, but go ahead.
So yeah, I think I googled unemployed men, right?
Okay.
So now look at out of 34 million, you have just roughly 200 men.
100, right?
Around 2.
Come on.
Do you know what that means? That's not even. That's actually good.
0.3%.
Those are good stats.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If enough people that are unemployed, right? They're telling them it's only those 100 groups of 200.
I'm telling you that
it's a lot of people.
You can't have everyone.
Why do you keep calculating?
It's because these are the most popular guys, and there are this many. It doesn't mean there are not other 100 separate people doing that one-on-one, two robbing places. You won't hear about that, bro. You're hearing about these guys because there are a lot. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't mean that only 100 people in the whole of Nigeria.
If it's 2 people that is robbing, at least, okay, they feel rob 1 or 2. By the time they get to 3, they go jam wall. Like, they go meet the person where they go knock them, and that thing come off for body. But bro, imagine 100 people, bro, coming to your neighborhood, bro. All of them are coming to rob everybody. Like, it's not like you're about to run anywhere. Like, do you understand? Like, it's literally horror, like a horror.
Bro, if I'm not gonna lie, right? The one or two people you were talking about, right? If they go rob two, and you say, oh, you go rob one or two, then you go meet person, bro. Before I rob the first person, right? If someone tell me you come join us, we 100 guys. You think I know we join those 100 guys?
No, man, you go ahead. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying.
He's saying
Okay, let's move on. Let's agree to disagree. Let's move on, right? Let's move on.
Fortunato, man. Like, I think unfortunately, you don't understand that. Choice is a luxury, bro. Choice is a luxury for us.
It's a fucking luxury,
bro. I guarantee you, in this world where they live inside, bro, in every country in the world, guy, people they steal, people they kill, people the cases, even cases upon cases that we don't even hear about today, bro. And they all have their reasons of why they're doing what they're doing. Do you actually think that anybody was born into this life and they were just a psychopath, or they decided to run mad? Something made someone to be the way that they are, bro. Like, come on, G. You think say God, we're born person, just born you, or you say you be Timo, or you go to you be Timo. You think that so God make them? No, my guy. Something happened in life that turns somebody the way that they are, bro. And we can never understand that because we can't relate to their shit. But as human beings, we will be prejudiced about shit. We go scrutinize. We'll do whatever. That's what makes us human.
I feel you on that. But I mean, my rebuttal to that is like, if that's the case, then everybody in the whole world actions are just
but that's what I'm saying. In the whole world,
it goes back to what Simi and Lara were saying about choices. Free will. About choices and what you know is right or wrong.
That's always a choice.
No, that's not you're missing the point. My point is my point is, in America, if I see a guy doing this because of this coronavirus, I'll talk to him like, bro, number one, you're getting your
nobody.
Let me finish. Okay, you don't want to change. I'm saying, if I want to change a guy's robbing here in America, right? I thought the guy, you get your stimulus. Did you just get laid off? Don't worry, bro. You can do this, apply, because some people might genuinely not know that's why they're robbing. But in America, yeah, like, you can apply for unemployment benefits. They even pay you $600 a week. You're good. The nigga be like, oh, that makes sense. Why am I even robbing, bro? But in Nigeria, I asked you that question. I'm asking you again. What solution would you offer that guy?
And I've explained. You also want to continue?
No, I'm asking, but you can't say this.
I don't explain.
For me, right? You can't solve a problem without a solution. You can't say, yo, don't do this. If that's the guy's solution, you can't tell him the solution.
Just don't do it.
Exactly. The guy's solution is trash.
No. Let me get you. First of all, who the fuck am I to tell someone that is suffering in Nigeria what they should and should not do?
So you don't have a solution, basically.
You don't have a solution.
So why are you not in there? That's my point. Why are you questioning them?
Because what they're doing is wrong. It's still wrong. Whether I have a solution or not doesn't mean what they're doing is right, my guy.
So all you wanted to say is wrong.
It's wrong. When I go talk tomorrow, it's wrong. I go talk tomorrow. Come off from my phone. Go ask you I go talk tomorrow. It's wrong.
Objectively agree that what these niggas are doing is wrong.
Nobody said it's right.
But when you said you will never understand, that's like, what do you mean you understand?
I'll understand.
Sir, you know them things, sir.
I understand them.
People go tell us, say, yo, come on, so we go to carry cutlass, do wrong, guys.
But I mean, like, again, like, you know, with what you said, like, obviously, it's a very difficult problem. Like, it's matters the one that had the solution to that problem, right? It's not like I'm like, oh, don't do this, do this instead. No, I don't have that. But again, my point stands is like, yes, this is hard times, right? But you can, like, just because you're going through something, it doesn't mean you have to, like, take it out on your environment as if there aren't people going through worse. If everyone decides to take it out to doing them, then that means before 1 week, Nigeria for don't be underground. because everybody.
It should be. That's how it should be.
Morally right, you're gonna. There's no point arguing. If you're talking about this morally right or wrong,
I'm not saying moral. I'm not even talking about morally right now. I'm not talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying, but like you can't tell
Like
these guys.
I just explained it to you, right? If everybody, this the way they say, oh, like you understand. Okay, that means if you understand it for these 100 people, you have to understand it for the 30 million people that are unemployed. That's
But 30 million people are not going to be in the same situation where they don't have a choice. That's just not how life works.
Maybe not.
It's only going to be a few people. That's my point.
That's at least 1 million though. That is in very dire situations that are of the unemployed. Even if
and you know what's happening to them, Fortune? Fortune, they're dying every day.
2 people on an island, right? Help is coming in 2 weeks. You just have to survive for 2 weeks. Human body cannot survive for 2 weeks without some sort of food, and there's no food on the island. The only option for food is either you try and see if you starve to death or you eat human flesh, because you're the only 2 people on the island, right? Obviously, one person will not agree to cut off their hand or cut off sacrifice body parts for the other. So it's either one person kills the other person or both of them sacrifice body parts. That's the scenario. So what are you going to kill the other person, or are you going to both sacrifice body part? Are you going to be okay with sacrificing your body part if the other person will do the same? Basically,
so basically, me sacrificing my body part is to eat, right, and survive.
Yeah,
the other person doing the same thing. I'm going to kill him in his sleep so I can survive for a much longer period.
But so you rather kill one person for both of you to survive but lose a body part.
First of all, I want to ask you a simple question.
Why do I want to lose a body part?
Like, so that someone doesn't die. The fuck, like
you're gonna die anyway.
I feel like they're different.
You guys are going to survive if you don't.
So
like,
the only reason I'll pick the other solution is if the person is my guy, like someone that I know. But if it's a stranger,
that's what I said before. That's what I said.
If it's a stranger, shit. I told you that like at that point
I would lose the body part 10 times before I.
For someone I don't know, man, shit.
Oh
yeah. You said you guys are stuck on an island and like what? You said the world is already ended or something like that.
No, I said help is coming in 2 weeks. Forget the word.
Oh, help is coming in 2
days.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, they go save one person at least.
Huh? You say what?
I don't get
They will save one person at least.
How we allow you cut off one leg? How you gonna let you do that?
When they sleep, I will cut off one leg. I know go kill him. Before I talk, I go kill him. But if not,
then when you usually sleep, you go cut off. If you even kill yourself, but you both of them agree, when I go just cut off one body. Yeah, I promise you, if you harm that guy without killing him, he go still come kill you later. He go still find you.
It's right.
Damn right.
And unless, because even if you cut off in this thing, it's unless you go feed them in your flesh, nature, because he go still die.
I will cut off the leg.
You might as well just kill him, unless you plan to feed him his own flesh. But even at that, if you cut off your parts, nobody say go just they watch you, even if you dey sleep. Like how far in the cord before you mix up? Unless you want to knock him out with some hard drugs, which you don't have.
Yes, the question.
No, okay. So what about this, right? What if instead of us having to eat our flesh and all that shit, since we're on the island, and definitely we're going to be surrounded by a body of water, yeah, but there's no food on the island, right?
Yeah,
we can just survive off of water.
Jumping guy,
we can just drink water for almost 8. Bro, you can survive
no water.
Just sand. You're gonna chop sand.
But we're surrounded by water now.
The water we drink blood and saliva. Now the water we drink.
Yeah, so the island blood water, around the island.
Yeah?
So now blood around the whole island.
No, the only sand there.
Oh, so no be island anymore. You're just in the middle of the jungle.
Okay, inside in the middle.
Do you see how this guy is changing this?
I'm telling you guys. Okay, it's an island, but the water is poison. How about that? Do you like that, Perena?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, poisonous water. You don't be shaka. That makes sense. In that case, in that very nice case you just wait for, I'll kill the guy.
People are so useless. I need to ask you, but you are just disappointing me up and down. Everything.
May I ask you something? Would you like to live in a world and know that you only have one hand?
I mean, no, but I wouldn't want to live in a world knowing that I killed somebody.
What? That one don't mean anything.
How does it not mean something?
Niggas die every day, B.
Something. Okay, and niggas one hand every day, B. Like it's the same shit. Niggas doing great shit out here, bro. So long as it's not my right hand, I'll be good.
Let me ask you something. What if one day, right, that hand where you don't cut out, now person they try kill you, and person they try kill you, now you can't defend yourself because you don't cut off your one hand.
That's different. That's self-defense. If it's kill or be killed, of course I'm killing you every day of the week.
But why
No, you didn't understand what I said. I said, what if because of say you don't cut off that your one hand, right? When you were in that crisis, in that situation, now you don't come back, but you only get one hand. Then person they come kill you, but now you don't get one hand, so you don't feel fight well anymore. Then what you go think to yourself? Sure, you go think to yourself, oh, if only I don't kill that guy when I be there. So that they go share my flesh.
So that I'll have two hands to fight someone that's coming to kill me. That's why I will not. That doesn't make any sense. If person won't kill me,
so your life so
it's one or two hands that will stop me. Wait, you think so? If someone is coming to kill me now, you think it's whether I have one or two hands that's going to determine the outcome? Is that what you think?
So you don't think that your body parts also play a significant role?
No, they do that, but they play a lot of roles. That's what I'm saying. So for me to not kill, to kill someone because what if someone wants to kill me tomorrow and I only have one hand? Like, come on. Like there's so many things that you will not be able to do, obviously, if you have one hand, and one of them is fight properly, obviously. So like, it's not like
so that's what I'm asking you now. So even with that, no, it's okay. So then you know for a fact you're going to die, right?
What do you mean? If I know I don't understand the question now. If I know for a fact I'm going to die in the future when I'm killing the person or cutting my hand, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like your hand has been cut, so now where they kill you and you don't get that hand to help you anymore. So would you regret not killing that first guy so you can have your hand? Is what I'm asking you.
I mean, if the person is going to kill me regardless, I don't think my two hands is going to outcome much. Like maybe I'll fight him for longer, but if it's someone that is determined to kill me, like, and it's for sure that I'm gonna die, then like, is it my one hand that will save? I'll save it. It's only God that can. It's only God. Only God can save.
Yeah, you don't give up on survival.
If person is coming to kill you, that's an assassin, right? If person is my useless left hand that will not be. They won't kill me, bro.